Hey everybody, my name's Jeffrey, and thank you for watching this YouTube video. I really appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking about songwriting, and we're talking about how to take an idea to song form. We started with creating a song chord structure and talking about the relationships. I have a real squeaky chair. The relationships between the chords, what makes that sound certain ways, and also the progressions in each section of the song, the verse, the pre-chorus, the chorus, the bridge, creating melodies out of that, and how those melodies relate and speak to the different sections where you want to go, and the progression of the song. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the melodies, the chords, and we're going to formulate them into lyrics. We're going to build lyrics around the melodies that I've created, and the hook idea that I kind of came up with in the last section is over and over again. And I'm going to kind of use that and show you how to use and build off of a concept, which I think is probably the best way to create a song, because it gives you an idea of where you're going. And a concept could be a word, a metaphor. It could be a some kind of a clever little idea, but at the end of the day, the concept is what you want to say, kind of the hook, kind of the twist, kind of the main message of the song. Because if they don't have something that they're walking away with, or something that you want to say, then it can be, you might walk away from listening to a song going like, I'm not really sure what the point of that song was. Not that there always has to be a point. Sometimes there can be music that's just reflective or abstract in a lot of ways, but at the end of the day, you want to have a reason. There's an emotion you want them to feel, or a message you want them to receive, or a story you want to engage with. But to me, I think there's always a point. There's always a concept, always a message, always a focus. So we're going to start with this idea of over and over, and I've got my voice memos here because I don't remember what I just came up with a few minutes ago. And so the very first one is kind of the so I guess before I do that, I'm going to talk about building off of this concept and how it can inform everything else. So we have this idea of over and over again. The first thing that comes to mind to me is a relationship. We were building a love song, a pop song, is a relationship maybe that you keep coming back to, or somebody keeps doing something to you over and over again, and you're kind of the recipient of this behavior, and this song is about that. So right away you go like, all right, I know what I want to say in this song, and everything that you write in the verses and every other part of the song relates to that idea in a certain way. So you have this idea of over and over again. I'm going to kind of, write down, all right, this is where I want to end up. This is how I want to rhyme. This is how I want it to sing, all these kinds of things. So we have this idea over and over again. And, the very first thing I created was the verse melody. So right there you hear I'm kind of already making some decisions before I even knew what it was about. Starting out by saying I, da da da, da 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 da. Right? So that's kind of an example of creating a rhyme and a structural foundation right off the bat. You have this da 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 da, right? And so that to me is a kind of a standard, I don't know, a appropriate delivery for a verse, where you're kind of like getting into it, starting to ramp things up, telling the story, but you're not quite full bore yet. You're working up to the chorus. One of the best metaphors I ever heard for a song is that it's a roller coaster. You know, on a roller coaster, you kind of start off, maybe it gets a little heavier until you get to the peak, and then you come back down. You know, you want it to be a journey. You don't want to come out the gate, you know, screaming and yelling because there's nowhere else for you to go. So where we're trying to get to, the peak of the roller coaster, is this over and over again. So where you hear that song, you go, or you hear that idea, you go, oh, I get it. And yeah, I think the other thing I wanted to mention is about being relatable. You know, you're writing a song to connect with somebody, and for them to go, oh yeah, I've experienced that as well. So this is about drawing from your own experience to make people go, or to let people go, yeah, I've been there. Somebody did something over and over to me again. And you know, maybe, you know, I think a lot of times what's really great about songwriting is kind of the clever aspect. You know, you hear it a lot in country music, kind of this tongue-in-cheek, or this kind of little wink moment. You know, maybe the play here is someone's doing something to you over and over again that's not good, but the other side to it is, I keep coming back to you over and over again. You know, you kind of have this double-sided thing, you know, this kind of play on words, playing with the words a little bit. That's kind of the fun part of songwriting. So we have this, we start here. So what I think I'm going to try and do is go ahead and start to paint this picture, just maybe set a scene of examples of what this person's doing, right? So you have this, so right there I'm thinking, I'm going to give an example of, I woke up and you already, I woke up and you all, you know, some kind of a, you already were mad, you know, I woke up and you're ticked to me already, you know, hadn't even rolled out of bed, maybe you're in trouble before my feet hit the floor, you know. What I'm trying to do is kind of, you know, mess with some ideas until one works with the little framework that I've created. So this kind of do. So let's just try it. You know, a lot of times you just try stuff and then you whittle it down. So let's say, woke up to a frown before the sun had even shown its face. I don't know. You know, this may not be the best lyrics of all time, but we're just working through it. You know, might end up changing these, you know, as it goes along. So woke up to a frown. Okay. So then what I'm trying to do now is go like, all right, let's see how this works. So we go, woke up to a frown before the sun had even shown its face, right? All right, so there I'm into my little section I've created. So now I've made this statement, I want to say something else. Ideally, I think I'd like to rhyme face with something. Maybe I want to rhyme grace. In other words, you know, what I want to say is like something along the lines of like, man, can you give me a break? Or give, you know, maybe give me a break. It's not a perfect rhyme, but it's a kind of almost rhyme, you know. So something along the lines of, you know, I woke up, you give me grief out the gate, and I wish I could catch a break, or I wish you could give me some grace. So now I'm going to try and formulate a line there. So maybe it's, you know, gray clouds, screaming loud, can't seem to catch a break. A couple things going on here. Number one, you know, I'm making some statements about the situation. I'm painting a picture, but I'm using really visual things, right? I'm painting a vivid picture. There's a great book. I think the guy's name is Pat Pattinson. Teaches at Berkeley. Talks about writing songs and talks about you want to write songs and use words that engage the senses, right? So you kind of painting a visual picture right here. You have a sun. You're personifying the sun, you know. You're giving it a character. You're giving the clouds imagery. The clouds are screaming loud, you know. So just kind of some ways to play off of what the situation is, as opposed to saying, I woke up and you were mad. and like, I don't really understand, you know, like, okay, that could work, but you know, I try to be a little more playful, or I try to use the words in visually interesting ways, you know. So here we have the beginning, right? We have woke up to a frown before the sun had even shown his face, and that might be maybe too wordy. But I'm kind of, you know, taking some ideas and putting them into my melodic framework I've created. So you have woke up to the frown before the sun had even shown his face. Gray clouds screaming loud. Oh, I can't seem to catch a break. Right? All right. So now we've made a statement. We've set the scene. All right. What's going on here? Essentially, right out the gate, this guy's waking up, and it's like, man, can't catch a break. Gray clouds, sunshine. We're talking about he's in a rough spot. So maybe now we talk about why, you know, and maybe we talk about, you know, I'm doing the best I can. I'm giving you all my love, and you keep just treating me like this, kind of thing. So check out this pre-chorus so I know what kind of framework I'm working with here. All right, so now I know kind of what I'm working with. The idea I kind of want to communicate is like, hey, I've been doing the best I can. I give you good love. I treat you well, and you keep treating me like this. I drop my pick. It's a rough life. So, okay. So I have this melody. Maybe keeping with the kind of weather metaphor. I shower you with the love that you're due. The love that you're due. I don't know if that's the best. You know, a lot of times you just get it out and you come back to it later, you know. Placeholders, you know. It's just to get, you know, you want to get out of the way of the creativity. Just get it going and then come back to it and rephrase it afterwards. You know, let the flow happen first, editing happen later. So, you know, if you think of yourself, that lyric's not that cool, great, go write a better song. I don't care. I'm showing you my process, and I'm not afraid to put out bad ideas on the front end because I can always come back to them. You know, a lot of people are afraid to put out an idea because they're afraid it's a bad one. Well, bad ways to me are the pathway along to good ideas, you know. At least you're coming up with ideas and being creative and vulnerable and trying things. So you have shower you with the love that you do, like maybe, you know, to get metaphorical, like rain on the desert floor. How about that, right? So you're painting this picture of like, right? You're saying a lot right there by going, you're the rain cloud. You're pouring water on a desert. It's just being soaked up. It's not blooming. There's nothing absorbing your love and create. You know what I mean? So you're communicating a lot with a little. And you could say all kinds of things. The desert, like rain on the desert sand, like rain on the, I don't know. There's a lot of things, but, you know, ultimately what I try to look at is like, all right, well, now that I've committed to floor, more than likely I'm going to try and rhyme floor. And sometimes if I can't come up with a rhyme for floor, I'll go back and look at floor, or maybe I want to say something else, and then I'll go back and look at the word that came before the ending of the phrase and go, oh, I'd rather change that to this to work with this thing that I want to say. So right now, to show you where we're at so far, we have woke up to a frown before the sun had even shown its face. Gray clouds screaming loud, and I can't seem to catch a break. Oh, shower you with the love that you do, like rain on the desert floor. All right, so that's where we're at. So what I want to say next is something that sums that up and then also leads us into the chorus, right? So I think I want to say something along the line. Like I'm already thinking about floor and the line I want to rhyme with that afterwards being like something along the lines of like I don't know that I can give anymore. I don't know, or maybe you keep wanting more. You know, something along with the word more to rhyme and wrap that up. So I shower you with the love that you do, like rain on the desert floor. So maybe something along the lines of, you know, it just won't bloom anymore. The love, the garden we grew. And I'm really rhyming a lot here. I'm rhyming even with, you know, shower you with the love that you do. I do that a lot with stuff. I don't know. You know, there's all kinds of rhyme schemes where the first words leading up don't have to rhyme at all. You know, there's kind of A, B rhyme schemes where there's A, and there's B, and there's another line that rhymes with the A line, and then the next line rhymes with the B, where you can go A, B, and then C, B, essentially, where the third line is just another line, but the B line rhymes with the other. So I'm kind of just going with what feels right with me. So the garden we grew, da-da-da-da-da-da, and it just doesn't bloom anymore. You know, maybe something along the lines of that, you know, just doesn't bloom anymore. So I'm kind of, you know, skipping around, filling in the gaps. It's kind of like a puzzle, where it's like I'm trying to fill in the puzzle pieces, you know, just doesn't bloom anymore. The garden we grew, and the love, the garden we grew, the love that we knew, garden we grew and the love that we knew, it just doesn't bloom anymore, right? So here we have it. And again, these are, I'm squeaking. These are things that can be edited. These are things that can be changed as you kind of mold the song. You know, you're sculpting this thing, and as you get further down the road, you can come back and go, I don't know if maybe this works better, because you want ultimately it all to kind of be this functioning whole. All right, so we go. Shower you with the love that you. What is that? Shower you with the love that you do. Shower you with the love that you do. Like a rain. Man, I can't read my own writing. It looks like raw. Shower you with the love that you do. Like rain on the desert floor. That garden we grew and the love that we knew. It just doesn't bloom anymore. Right? So now we've wrapped up that section. We're moving towards the chorus. And I kind of did a melody change. You know, just didn't do kind of lead into that section. So now we're going to get into the chorus. Now this is going to be lyrically not as so much information, not a ton of ideas, concise ideas, basic ideas, simple ideas. And remember, we're leading to over and over again, but summary ideas, you know, kind of more general. So let's see what we have as far as our melody. And the melody I might change a little bit, but you know, I kind of got a lot of movement a lot of times in the verses, a little more movement in the chorus. A lot of times maybe you stretch the notes out. Maybe they're simpler. Maybe they're, I'm thinking of the Kelly Clarkson song, Since You've Been Gone, right? You have this blue-doo-doo, right? I can't breathe for the first time. You have this kind of little more strong, a little more open melodies, less lyrics, less a lot of stuff. You know, this is obviously a one approach, but you know, one that if you study songs, you'll notice. All right, I see this going on. You know, so here's my chorus. Let me see if I can duplicate that. So I'm going into my pre-chorus. All right, so a lot of that I think maybe I'll simplify, and I'm kind of, as I'm listening to it, I'm coming up with lyric ideas, you know, kind of to simplify that melody, like something along the lines of, I tried, bye-bye, I tried, and you didn't seem to even care. I don't know, let's try it. Bye-bye. Maybe we're saying bye-bye, you know. Hey, look, I tried. And again, we don't know what this over and over again thing is necessarily. We're working towards that. We know we're trying to get there, but it may work, it may not. You know, here it is again, me being vulnerable. But just we're gonna keep it moving. You know, I've tried. Bye bye. Bye bye. I tried. I tried. Bye bye. I tried to give you everything you need. You know, maybe another general kind of thing is like held you close when you cried. I don't know. Just trying some stuff. Bye bye. I tried to give you everything you need. Maybe not. Let's try something different. Bye bye. I tried to give you everything you need. Something maybe, you know, ideally I want to do the kind of the same thing again. The something like that, you know, to kind of, this would be like a you know, kind of section, I guess. So maybe I want to say bleed to rhyme that need, something along the lines, but you just wanted to bleed, you know. You just wanted to bleed, like something like, you know, I tried to heal your wounds. Or maybe free, you know, maybe you want to say free, something along the lines of, you know, maybe it's better. Maybe you just want to be free. So again, this is just kind of the process of working it out, you know, just trying to get to where you're going and seeing what works and doesn't, and trying not to get in the way of the creativity. So bye bye, I tried to give you everything you need. Potentially you just wanted to bleed, or maybe me, you know. Maybe you say my love, not enough, or never enough. My love, never enough. Not enough. Bye bye, I tried to give you everything you need. My love, not enough. So now I'm gonna set you free. Let's try that. So now I'm gonna set you free. Maybe say something along the lines of, don't know what to do. You know, just to remind you where we are. Bye bye, I tried to give you everything you need. My love, not enough. So now I'm gonna set you free. So now, I don't know. Not too stoked on it, but it's a placeholder, you know. Again, this is part of the process, you know. Just getting stuff down and going. Maybe not a fan. Maybe there's something stronger, but for now, we're working our way to get to, you know, that ending point, and then kind of work our way back and strengthen and stuff like that. So we're just getting through. But we know we're trying to get to over and over again. You know, maybe you get there and you go, I don't know if that's the strongest thing. Or maybe there's a stronger way to say over and over again, you know. I don't know, there's 1,000 different ways to say all kinds of things, but to me it's like whatever is interesting or hasn't been said before, or, you know, these are all kinds of things that play into what you choose, you know. So let's say, I don't know what to do. Maybe you say no idea, no clue. I don't know, man. Could be anything. No idea, no clue. I don't know. Let's see. Bye bye, I tried to give you everything you need. My love, not enough. So now I'm gonna set you free. Don't know what to do. No idea, no clue. You know. Don't know that's the best, but that's what I'm kind of, you know, laying a framework with. Let's see what I did here. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so I was going to that C. And when I'm taking what I did, and it's too much, and to me it sounds too much like the pre-chorus. So I'm trying to change up the second section of the chorus. First section's, I tried to give you everything you need. My love, you could do not enough. My love, never enough. So now I'm gonna set you free. Don't know what to do. No idea, no clue. Out of idea. Maybe say out of ideas. How about you? You know, like, out of ideas. How about you? It's kind of interesting, kind of playful. Kind of one more section, and then we're home to over and over again, right? So, bye bye. I tried to give you everything you need. My love, never enough. So now I'm gonna set you free. I don't know what to do. Out of ideas. How about you? Maybe you say, if so, let me know. Let's see. I'm trying to get to where we're going here. If so, let me know. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. I'm out of ideas. How about you? So let me know. I don't know. That's good. I want to get to some kind of a rhyme with again. Maybe pretend or end. So maybe not on the if so. Let me know. Again, don't be afraid to try things. You know, if it doesn't work, whatever. Cross it out. Try something else. So we want to say something around over and over again. So pretend, and I think these are, you know, kind of hinting at what you want to say. You know, to mend. You know, you could use mend, like you're trying to fix this, or bend. You know, you could talk about something like. Something about breaking and bending, you know, maybe that's something that's, you know, interesting. Talking about it's like she's trying to break this thing. There's only so far I can bend, or, you know, I don't know. Let's see. What's out of ideas? How about you? I don't know. I'm not sold on it. Trying to think what's happening over and over again. You know, not of lyric ideas apparently. Out of ideas. How about you? Let's just go with something. Let's just go with something to get it down. Thinking like maybe this love's gonna break. This love was bound to break. This love was bound to break. And you see how far it can bend, you know, over and over again. Let's try that. So may not be the best song ever written, but we're getting through it, right? All right, so let's try it. So bye bye, I try to give you everything you need. My love, not enough. So now, my love, never enough. So now I'm gonna set you free. Don't know what to do. I'm out of ideas. How about you? This love is bound to break when you try. Let's see, this love was bound to break when you see how far it can bend over and over again. Na, 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 na. I can't remember what I had at that. I think it's maybe. So you might be thinking to yourself, man, those are terrible lyrics. Great. Go write a better song. I'm working on the spot here, and we're working it out. But I'm not afraid to show you the process, and you know, if it means writing a mediocre song. You know what? There's a lot of bad songs written on the way to a great song. So if me writing a bad song helps you write a great one, I'm good with that. So we have written our chorus, we've written our verse, we've written our pre-chorus. Let's just put it all together right now to see where we're at. I think I know what the melody was, so let's start at the beginning. Woke up to find more for the sun and even shown its face. Gray clouds screaming loud. I can't seem to catch a break. I shower you with the love that you do, like rain on the desert floor. Like a garden we grew, and love that we knew. It just doesn't. I can't read my writing. It just doesn't bloom anymore. So bye bye. I tried to give you everything you need. My love, never enough. So now I'm gonna set you free. I don't know what to do. Out of ideas. How about you? This love was bound to break. Oh man, what was the? Don't know what to do. I'm out of ideas. How about you? This love was bound to break. If you see how before it can bend, over and over again. Na, 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 na. All right, so and singing this over and over again, going back and as you as you work on these sections, you go back, let's see how it all fits together. Doing that, you might go, maybe that doesn't sing as well. There's some things in there I might simplify. Singability is key. You don't want to, you want it to be easy to sing. You want it to flow, and if it feels too herky-jerky, maybe you want to simplify it a little bit. But so that's where we're at. You see how it all fits together now. We're telling this story. And now we know, sometimes you don't know where you're going. Initially I talked about, writing a love song, but now it's more of the end of a love, song, which is okay. This is me starting from scratch, square one, with no idea, and an idea came along. And so you just see it through, and then you go on to the next one, Sometimes you bring an idea to the table and you work that out, and you know it's about love, so you want to write about love, about good times and good feelings. And sometimes you're like, I want to write about a breakup song, We've got our verse, we've got a pre-chorus, we've got our chorus. Let's take a look at the bridge. All right, so a lot of times lyrically, I'm kind of skipping the second verse right now. And the second verse, would usually be, obviously you kind of go back to probably more examples of the way that this person is doing these things to you. It's kind of feed the bye, kind of feed the bye, I try, kind of feed the it's over thing, kind of more examples of what they do. But the bridge can kind of be a departure for a minute, especially if you go, I don't know, what was the melody? All right, so you have, maybe you're talking about, maybe you reflect a moment on when it was good, we thought, maybe say, we thought this love would last. Now, obviously, right now I'm writing kind of generally, I think it's helpful sometimes to put specific, if you're writing about a thing that happened to you, you can get real specific with what you want to say because you're pulling from real stuff. Right now I'm kind of, I'm happily married, so this doesn't really, I don't have a lot of ammunition for this right now, not a lot of fuel in the tank for a breakup song, but you might be going through it, or you could pull from your past. I've definitely had, so I guess what I'm saying is it's more interesting when it's specific. Thought this love would last, that's okay. I think it's kind of general and vague. Maybe I think you ideally want to get a little more specific if you can, or say thought this love would last in a different way, but for now I'm just kind of showing you how to put ideas to paper. Thought we had it all. Thought this love would last, thought we had it all. Thought this love would last, thought this love would last, and thought we had it all. Right, and you want to do one more kind of thing, but maybe all that's in the past. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just coming up with stuff, man. I don't know. Thought this love would last, thought we had it all, but now that's in the past. Something that rhymes with all. Fall. Maybe you could say, I was a fool to fall. Ooh, maybe you say, maybe a play on the kind of like only fools fall in love, you know. They say that, you know, and then maybe you could switch out the second line where it says all. Maybe that could be your fall line, and then you could say, oh, I guess I was a fool after all. Or you could say, yeah, I was a fool. I was a fool. I used to be a fool in love with you, but now I see I was a fool to fall. You know, let's see. Thought this love would last, thought we had it all. Now that's in the past. I was a fool in love, but now I was a fool in love, but now I see I was a fool to fall. You know, let's try it. Look at this. Look at this chicken scratch right here. This is what I'm working with. All right. Thought this love would last. Thought we had it all. But now that's in the past. I was a fool in love, but now I see that I was a fool to fall. So bye-bye, I tried. See what we did there? So we kind of hung on that D to kind of build it up. Give me a little more room to say what I want to say. And then we're back in, and we've led kind of, you know, you see the departure for a moment, because right here we're in the chorus, in the verse section, we're gunning, we're moving. And then the bridge, we go to, maybe go to halftime, you know. This is full time. When I say time, halftime, full time, I mean the rhythm, the meter. So in 4/4, and we're going. Maybe then we go. Right, so you have the snare kind of beat on the rather than the 2 and the 4, maybe you have it on the cat on the other beat, you know. Again, here goes my musical terminology failing me at the moment, but see what I mean? You go to a slower half of the beat as opposed to right? So I'll leave the second verse, pre-chorus, up to you guys. Maybe you guys can write a version of that. Give you an exercise. Write the second verse, you know. Take what I've given and as a framework. That's usually what you do. You know, have a first verse that kind of sets the stage. Then you get to the chorus and you go like, oh, we know what's going on now. Second verse, it's kind of expanding on what's happening, but you use the first verse and the pre-chorus. Sometimes the pre-chorus is repeated, so maybe you repeat, you know, the pre-chorus. The same, you know, because at the same time, it's saying the same thing. You could change the lyrics. There's a lot of ways you could do it, but a lot of times you'll see the pre-chorus repeated, you know. So really you just have a second verse to write, you know, some variation of woke up to a frown before the sun had even shone its face, you know, some other part of the story, but with that framework. So why don't we give the whole thing a go? You see it all put together. To frown before the sun had even shone its face. Gray clouds screaming loud. I can't seem to catch a break. I'll shower you with the love that you do, like the rain on the desert floor, like the garden we grew, and the love that we knew just doesn't bloom anymore. So bye-bye, I tried everything you need. My love, never enough. So now I'm gonna set you free. I don't know what to do. I'm out of ideas. How about you? This love, this love is bound to break. This love is bound. So I'm trying to work out how to sing this line and read my writing at the same time. But because of what, and this is kind of the process of trying to see how these lines work. But the hangover from that, how about you kind of use this love at the end of that as opposed to at the first bar of the next, as opposed to waiting till you get back to the C again. So I'll show you what I mean. I don't know what to do, I'm out of ideas, how about you? This love was bound to break when you see how far it can bend over and over again. Na, 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 na. Right? So, see what I did there? I kind of, it depends on if that's the line you want, well, you're going to have to figure out how to work it in so it flows well. And so I just kind of tagged it on the end. I don't know what to do, I'm out of ideas, how about you? This love was bound to break when you see how far it can bend over and over again. See what I did to kind of make that work? All right, so then we got let's pretend we're at the second chorus. Thought this love would last, thought we had it all, but now that's in the past. I was a fool in love, but now I see that I was a fool to fall. So bye-bye. This is what the section where you clap. I try. This is like the section after the bridge. A lot of times is kind of like a down chorus, or you have the bridge with the claps, and then you build it back up. Just showing you some things that you can do and how the different sections of the song flow. So we have successfully written a song. Your homework is to write the second verse, send it to me as a process. Maybe I can give you some feedback, but you can take the framework that I've created and utilize it to try and learn and see how, your verse stacks up to what I've written, and see if you can use what I've done. And, happy to give you some feedback. You can leave it in the comments. You can send me an email. Reach out. I'd love to hear your ideas, feedback. Check out your songs. A lot of different things to do in conversation, but ultimately this is a way to help push you into a space of feeling confident about writing songs, generate ideas, and hopefully this has done that. Once again, if you've enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss getting updates when I post a video. But I've enjoyed this. I hope you have. Here we have our Grammy award-winning hit song, Over and Over Again. And if you need to, watch this video over and over again. See you next time.